What's going on, everybody? It is day 3 or 4 here on Playa. Today, the plan is going to be a me and dad excursion day. Brenna wasn't feeling so well, so mom's going to stay here at the resort with her, but me and dad are going to go exploring. I get to do something off my bucket list and something I've really wanted to see kind of like my whole life today, so you stay tuned for that. So I'm going to try to do something a little bit different today, try a little bit of an experiment, because I'm not very comfortable with just having the camera out and vlogging. Like, I only want to get like, oh, what's important, or not the in-between kind of things like a normal vlog is. So I'm just gonna leave the camera rolling at kind of random moments during the day and just see if I can get more footage or different kind of stuff like that along the way. Just kind of form the video, because I want to do like a day of video, but I don't want to just have like a 6-minute long video to summarize the entire day, because we did a lot. So that's just going to see something I'm going to be doing today, just leaving the camera on, just seeing what I get, and just, try to get more of the in-between rather than just the meat and potatoes of the entire, video, or the crux of the whole video. So just bear with me through this video, just see how it goes. Let me know down in the comments if you like this style. I'll try to do more vlogs in the future, or because I might need to, just because it's kind of weird break between hunting, fishing, exploring, all that kind of stuff. I might not be doing all of it at the time, so maybe I'll do more vlog style things or how-to videos, that kind of stuff like that. So just let me know in the comments below what you kind of think of this style of video, and just bear with me through this video. It's kind of like an experiment, but I hope you like it. Laguna.
Yeah, it's really nice. If you see, no one is swimming there because we have crocodiles.
Crocodiles in there.
Exactly. No big ones, but
Still crocodiles.
exactly still. A bite is not good.
Now we are heading into the Mayan jungle, Mexican jungle. We're about to go see the Coba Mayan ruins, which is something that's been on my bucket list. I've been really wanting to see these, so this will be really cool. So I hope y'all enjoy all this. So we're at this first structure behind me, and our tour guide says that when the Spanish found this area, that all the Mayan villagers were gone, and in this area it'd have about 60,000 people. But when the Spanish came and the Spanish started taking over, when they saw the Mayan religious practices of human sacrifice, and Spanish were very heavy in Catholicism, they started killing the priests, but also burning their Mayan texts. So a lot of the information we have now is from archaeology. And so in this area around us, there could be 50 to 60,000 people when the Spanish come. When they're looking for the Mayan kings, they only found small communities of them, nothing compared to what it usually is. So there's a structure behind us, but they can only speculate as to what it was. The Mayans lived off the land. That's how they knew that all these structures around. They only have a couple of them because the government wants to keep these clean, because they know they can profit off tourism. So none of the money goes back to the villages, which is really sad, because Native American culture, Mayan culture, and all these other indigenous peoples' cultures are still, falling to the wayside, and we need to work on preserving those. This is really cool to see, because it's just ancient civilizations, and seeing all the temples and gods and architecture built around the landscape itself, because that's what they used from. Because when they go to like Belize, Honduras, Guatemala, they knew the Mayans were there because of the architecture around them. So right here behind me is the temple of the rain god Yunchak. Is that it? Yunchak? Yumchak. Okay. And so how they know that is on that piece of rock, stela right here. They were able to get transcriptions off of it from academics and scholars. And the Mayans, they would use those stelas to record information about the year and the crop harvest and everything else like that, and they would know this temple right here is the temple of the rain god. They knew who it was dedicated to. It's just amazing how these ancient civilizations were able to build these structures out of just what tools that they had.
And according to the information they left on the stones, the apogee of this place is between 600 and 900. We have information on the stones because, look at that. We call it the Mayan arch. Yeah, they were used to do like the main walls, and then
Everything holding that together is a homemade concoction of stucco, and that researchers now don't know what it is, but they've come really close to finding out what is the actual combination that they used for the stucco holding these stones apart.
we have more than 1,500 like this in Central America. Bro, 50 or more.
So if you don't recognize this, you ever seen the movie Road to El Dorado? This is the ball game that they would play. But I don't know if in the movie they said that the winner of the game is sacrificed. The winner, more like, it wasn't necessarily an honor, but it was more or less the winner believed that after he was sacrificed, it would bring more life to the people, the betterment of the tribe, the society itself. So this is a smaller one, and so up there, the priest would watch, and so whenever the ball would go through the hoop, only once, that would be the end of the game. So it would be a 7-on-7 game usually. This is a small one, so they say it's probably smaller. This is what that is right here. And so the art of human sacrifice was different. And so for these ones, the winner of this game, he would be passed through a purification process, cleansing the soul with all the priya. And so after going through the purification process, they would eat this little, like, it was like a homemade drug. Whenever they were decapitated or sacrificed, they wouldn't feel it, and that they would be reborn through their sacrifice. They would believe they were going to be reborn in the coming years or coming life. This is very interesting because everybody knows this scene. Now instead of walking, I guess we get to ride a bike through the jungle. Fun stuff. Haven't ridden a bike in a long time, and I'm doing it through the jungle. So over here is another structure, and they say that some people say that it's a temple, but our guide doesn't believe so because it's just not massive like a temple would be or a palace. And so over here is another stela. But over the years, when they found these, they would lay them on the ground with the writing on the ground where the wind or rain wouldn't mess with the writing. But this one was found face up, so they couldn't really transcribe it. So they really don't know what this palace is about or who owned or what it was about. So the temple behind me, I don't know if you can see it because of the sun, but behind me, they call it the Temple of the Paints. And how they knew it was a temple is that there's only one room up top, and the rest is just a base. It's just the base of the temple, but they said it was the Temple of the Paints because they can still have on the top. There's a mural of red, green, and blue paints that they used to make murals of on there. So that's how they called it Temple of the Paints. It's what the archaeologists gave its name, because a lot of the temples now, since there's not a lot of records of Mayan history, a lot of the names of all these places is from archaeologists and scientists.
this is the same ballpark, but we have some evidence here. Yeah, it has on it 74 Mayan glyphs. Yeah, according to the investigators, 70%, I'm talking about 100% of the Maya glyphs is already deciphered. So maybe sooner they are going to teach us how to read it because I have to take more classes and more classes. Yeah. This is a stela. We call it a stela. For what they use a stela? Flat stone. It was used for record information. Very important information about when a king born, when a queen born, important movements of the planets like eclipses, like solstice, equinox, like in Chichen Itza, is connected to the pyramids. Yeah, they left information. Do you remember I told you they were the players' warriors?
Yes.
This is representing a jaguar warrior. It's already decapitated. This is the neck, the head. This is the Maya glyphs talking about this. The legs, the feet, and the back and tail.
Okay.
It's going to say, I'm the god of death, but I will give you life in the future.
So the skull is talking to the warriors.
Exactly, talking to the warriors. It's Puk,
Ah,
the god of.
So this stone right here represents the god of death talking to the warriors.
Talking
What did they
to
be?
the warriors, because the warrior they are gonna decapitate, and they have to believe is going to reborn. Yeah, this
Okay.
god is going to give the life in the future again.
Okay.
It's going to give back the life.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
And the longest 100 kilometers is Mayan highways. They build a kind of highways. Yeah, we call it sakpe. Because they build a wall here, build a wall on the other side, they fill it with stones, and they put a material we call saskap. It's a white material. And you wet it with water and you press it, it's gonna be hard just like that one. Sakbe. Yeah.
So this could go.
The longer is 100 kilometers, the longer one, super long.
Wow.
Wow.
These guys start to do the excavations, and at the end, they found Mayan communities abandoned. So this is the theory. This is the clearest and nearest theory. Coba was used to be a capital. This is Coba. And this is the Sakbes. He was surrounded for 50 of these. And every end, small communities. So Coba was a powerful capital, amigo.
Pull like wagons or something with all the materials, or
They didn't use it. They used slaves.
Slaves?
With the basketry. They do some basketries for
Yep.
take care of the
all on their head, yeah.
They didn't use animals. Here, they didn't have cows, horses, or donkeys, nothing. Only deers, but it was impossible to control them, to carry products.
Right.
So slaves was used to transport products.
So this right here is really cool. This is a native Mayan honeybee. And so when the settlers from Europe came over, they brought European bees because honey was such a commodity over here and they could produce more. So it's rare for families to be using Mayan honeybees now because European bees will work in any condition, night, day, cloudy. But only Mayan bees will work when it's perfect outside, when there's no clouds, perfect weather. So this is what those Mayan bees are.
Have to pass the limit of the trees, like the observatory of Chichen Itza. And in the top they have to build a circular room with windows. Normally it's 8 windows for the alignment of the planets. If you see the top of this, we don't have a room, so we cannot say it's a temple. So if it's not a temple, what is it? I will tell you what I believe in my personal life. It's a tomb.
A tomb?
A tomb. You know, because when the important people die, they normally build a tomb like this. But we don't have clear information because the government is not allowing to do a hole to see what is it.
Okay.
In Yucatan, the government is allowing people to see what's in the temple, and in this one, no, the government of here is not letting.
Really?
Yeah, but I have to tell you it's observatory. But in Chichen Itza, you can see a pretty clear observatory.
Okay.
And still today, you can see the alignments of the planets in that one. In this one, you cannot see anything about
Okay.
planets.
So I don't know if you heard, or the guide service has to tell us that this is an observatory used to look at the stars. But he also said that observatories typically have a circular room at the top with 8 windows for looking at the alignment of the planets. But this structure right here doesn't have any of that. So our guide believes that it is a tomb of maybe an important person, but they aren't allowed to get like a radar or sonar or drill into it to see what it could be, if it actually is a tomb. So now we're walking towards kind of the coup de grace of the whole experience, the big temple. We're driving, while riding our bikes through the jungle, we see mounds of stone to the left and right, lots of them. And they all believe that they're just small temples, but this is the big one. This is the one that's kind of been on my bucket list to see. So I'm like super jazzed about this. Stela?
Stela. They use it for different representations. At the beginning, the archaeologists, they believe it was or like a god or something, but no, it's representing the leader of this place, one of the leaders. Yeah. You can see he's using really nice textile pressing. He's holding something like a wood. According to the teachers, he's representing power.
Okay.
You can see the feathered head. You know, the feathers was very important too in the past. And under his feet, you can see 2 slaves with this position, with hands and feet tied. And in the corners, in the bottom, in the corners, both sides, you can see slaves on their knee, worshipping the leader. You remember, the society used to believe that leaders is coming from the gods,
Yeah.
and they have to prove it with the work they do on the society. And the top, on the left, you can see a little history about him. We don't know exactly the name. In the future, they are going to decipher the name. And on the left is telling the date when they built this stela. It's 780 after Jesus Christ.
Okay.
780. This is how they tell us about the apogee of this place between the 600 and 900.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the stela is 780 years. It was dated to 780 after Christ. So this is what we came here for. Take a look at that. The stela we looked at before was dedicated to the ruler of Coba, the area that we are in. So now this is like his temple. We're making our ascent very steep.
It's very hard to get down. I'm coming.
Not paying attention too much to the camera just because I don't want to fall. Made it to the top. That is so cool. So you can go through here. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Out here, up here, the descending guy that you got, it's upside down, made with mortar and everything.
Oh, and you can see the laguna over there.
They said that there's 3 pillars in here, but they only can decipher one, which is the god of honey. This is really cool. Like, this is on my bucket list. This is so cool to see. I've always wanted to see this. I'm just so jazzed about this. It's so much fun. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, Dad and I conquered it. Some of it was pretty steep on the way up and down, but this is cooler than I could have ever imagined. It was not just that, just like this whole area. Our tour guide was absolutely amazing. He was so knowledgeable about the culture and everything else, all the structures around that we went to. Just the whole experience of this was absolutely amazing. It was more than I ever could have imagined. This is I got to check one more thing off the bucket list, and I think this was one of the 7 wonders of the world at one point for years. I don't know if it changes, but it was definitely one of them. So we got more adventures planned today, so stay tuned for those.